Hey friends, it's me, T. Are you ready to have some super duper fun today? I'm so excited because we're going to get our hands messy and make some amazing things together. Welcome everyone to a fantastic day of DIY crafts and creative play. I'm so happy you and your grown-ups are here to join me. We're going to explore colors, shapes, and textures, and it's going to be so much fun. Look at all the cool stuff I have here. We've got glue, flour, paper, and big boxes. What could we possibly be making with all of this? Today is all about being creative. First, we're going to dive into the squishy, squashy world of slime and Play-Doh. It's going to be so gooey and fun. After that, we'll take colorful paper and fold it into amazing origami animals. Can you guess what animals we'll make? Maybe a frog or a fish? And for our grand finale, we are going to become inventors and builders with some giant cardboard creations. We can build anything we can imagine, like a super cool fort or even a rocket ship to go to the moon. Vroom, vroom, blast off. Before we start our amazing crafting adventure, it's very important to have a grown-up with you. They can help with any tricky parts and make sure we all stay safe while we're having fun. So, go grab your adult, get your crafting supplies ready, and let's get ready for some awesome hands-on fun. Are you ready? I know I am. Let's go! Alright, first up, let's make something super squishy and stretchy. That's right, we're making slime! Look at this! I have a big bowl right here. The first thing we need is some glue. I'm gonna use this clear glue. Let's pour it into the bowl. Glug, glug, glug. Wow, look at it go! It's so ooey gooey already. This is going to be the best slime ever. Now, what color should we make our slime? I see red, blue, and yellow food coloring here. I think I want to make green slime. Do you know what two colors make green? That's right, blue and yellow. Let's add a few drops of blue. 1, 2, and now a few drops of yellow. 1, 2, 3. Perfect! Now we need to stir it all together. Let's get our spoon and stir, stir, stir. Look at that. The blue and yellow are mixing together to make a beautiful, bright green color. It looks like a magical potion. Keep stirring until the color is all mixed in. Wow, that looks so cool. It's like a little green puddle in my bowl. It's so important to stir it really well so the color is even everywhere. Now for the magic ingredient that turns our glue into slime. This is called a slime activator. Your grown-up can help you with this part. We're just going to add a little bit at a time and keep stirring. Here we go. A little splash. Now stir, stir, stir. Whoa, do you see that? It's starting to get thick and clumped together. It's not just glue anymore. Let's add a little bit more activator, splash, and stir some more. It's getting harder to stir now. That means it's working. Look, it's pulling away from the sides of the bowl. It's turning into a big green blob. This is so exciting. I can't wait to play with it. It looks almost ready. Just a little more stirring to make sure it's perfect. Okay, I think it's time to use our hands. Make sure your hands are clean. Let's reach in and grab that slime. Ooh, it feels so funny. It's stretchy and a little bit sticky. Let's knead it with our hands just like we're making bread dough. Squish it, squash it, pull it, and stretch it. The more we play with it, the less sticky it will get. Look how far it can stretch. Wow! All the way from this hand to this hand. This is called sensory play, and it's so good for our hands and brains. It helps us learn about different textures. You can make little bubbles in it too. Pop, did you hear that? This is so much fun. Make sure you only play with your slime in a clean area and ask your grown-up where the best place is. Now that we've mastered slime, let's make some homemade Play-Doh. For this, we need some flour. I'm going to scoop 1 cup of flour into this other big bowl. Whoosh, it looks like a little snowy mountain. Next, we need some salt. We'll add half a cup of salt. This will help our Play-Doh last longer. After the salt, we need to add some water. I have some warm water here. Let's pour it in slowly while we stir. We want to make sure it all mixes together nicely. Stir, stir, stir. It's starting to look like a shaggy dough. We can also add a little bit of cooking oil to make it nice and soft. Just a little spoonful will do. And of course, we need to add some color. What color should we make the Play-Doh? I think I'll make this one red. My favorite color. Let's add a few drops of red food coloring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The more drops you add, the brighter the color will be. Let's mix it all up. Wow, look at that. It's turning into a beautiful red dough. Once it's all mixed in the bowl, we can put it on the table. Make sure you put some flour on the table first so it doesn't stick. Now, just like with the slime, we're going to knead the dough with our hands. Push it down, fold it over, and push it down again. This feels so soft and squishy. It's different from the slime, isn't it? The slime was stretchy and gooey, but the Play-Doh is soft and moldable. That means we can make shapes with it. Look, I can roll it into a ball. Boing, boing, boing. It's a little red bouncing ball. What can you make? Let's try to roll it out flat. I'm going to push it down with the palm of my hand. Pat, pat, pat. Now it's a flat pancake. We can even use cookie cutters to make fun shapes. I have a star-shaped cookie cutter. Let's press it into our red dough, push it down, and lift it up. Look, a perfect red star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Playing with Play-Doh is another great kind of sensory play. It makes the muscles in our fingers and hands super strong, which helps us get better at writing and drawing. You can roll it into long snakes or make tiny little balls. You can build a little house or make a pretend pizza. The possibilities are endless. Remember, this Play-Doh is for playing, not for eating. It tastes very salty. When you're all done playing, you can store it in a plastic bag or a container with a lid, and it will be ready for you to play with again another day. Great job making slime and Play-Doh, everyone! That was so much fun! Now that we've cleaned up our slime and Play-Doh, it's time for a new kind of fun. We're going to do some origami. That's a big word, isn't it? Origami is the art of folding paper to make amazing things, and all we need is some colorful paper. I have green, blue, orange, and yellow paper. Which one should I start with? I think I'll use this green paper. We are going to make a hopping frog. How cool is that? First, we need to make our rectangle paper into a square. To do that, take one corner and fold it down to meet the opposite edge. It will make a triangle shape with a little rectangle at the bottom. Let's make a nice sharp crease with our finger. Squeak! Now see this little rectangle part at the bottom? We don't need that. Your grown-up can help you cut it off with some scissors. Snip, snip, snip! Be very careful with scissors. Once you cut that part off, you can open up your triangle and look. Ta-da! We have a perfect square. It has 4 equal sides. Okay, let's get back to our frog. Fold your square in half to make a triangle. Make a good crease. Now open it up. You should see a line down the middle. Now fold it in half the other way to make another triangle. Crease it again and open it back up. Now you have 2 lines that make an X on your paper. This is like a map for our folds. Now, this next part is a little tricky, so watch closely. We're going to make something called a water bomb base. You take the sides of the square and push them inwards along the creases we made. As you push the sides in, the top will fold down and it will all collapse into a smaller triangle. Isn't that neat? It's like paper magic. Now we have a triangle with 2 layers on each side. Let's put our triangle down so the pointy top is facing away from us. We're going to make the frog's front legs. Take the bottom corner of the top layer and fold it up to the top point. Do the same thing on the other side. It kind of looks like a diamond or a kite now. Next, we're going to fold those same flaps outwards. Take the edge you just folded to the middle and fold it back out to the side edge. It's making a little arm for our frog. Let's do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Those are our frog's front legs. He's almost ready to hop. Now let's flip the whole thing over. We're looking at a smooth triangle now. We need to make the frog's back legs. Take the bottom corner and fold it up to meet the top point, just like we did on the other side. And do the same with the other bottom corner. Fold it right up to the top. It looks like our kite shape again. This is the part that will make him hop. We're going to fold the whole bottom half of our paper up to the middle. See where the front legs are? Fold the bottom edge up to meet that line. Make a really good strong crease here. This is important for a good hop. Press it down hard. One more fold to go. See that part you just folded up? We're going to fold the bottom edge of that part back down to meet the bottom fold we just made. It's like we're making a little Z shape with the paper. This creates a spring. Press it down really, really hard. This is the frog's secret hopping power. Let's turn him over. Look, it's a little paper frog. Ribbit, ribbit. Now for the best part. Let's see if he can hop. Put him on the table, press down gently on his back, and then slide your finger off. Boing! Look at him go. He hopped. Let's try that again. Press down. and bowing. He's a hopping frog. You can make a whole family of frogs with different colored paper. You could have a blue frog, a yellow frog, or even a rainbow frog. You can also draw some little eyes on him with a marker. Let's give my green frog 2 big googly eyes. There you go, Mr. Froggy. Now you can see where you're hopping. Let's try one more origami shape. This one is super easy. We're going to make a paper airplane. I'm going to use this blue piece of paper. First, fold the paper in half lengthwise, the long way. Make a good crease and then open it back up. That line in the middle is our guide. Now take the top 2 corners and fold them in to meet the center line. It should look like the top of a house or a big arrow pointing down. Make sure the points are nice and sharp. This will help our airplane fly really well. Press those folds down nice and flat. Now we're going to do that again. Take the new angled edges you just made and fold them into the center line one more time. This makes the nose of the plane even pointier and heavier, which is great for flying. It's getting to look more and more like an airplane, isn't it? Okay, last step. Fold the whole thing in half along that first center crease we made, with the other folds on the outside. Now to make the wings, just fold the top layer down. Line up the edge with the bottom edge of the plane's body. Flip it over and do the exact same thing on the other side. Make sure your wings are even. And there you have it, a super fast paper airplane. Let's see it fly. Whoosh! For our last and biggest project, we are going to use these. Look, giant cardboard boxes. Wow, there are so many things we can build with a cardboard box. You can turn it into anything you can imagine. Today, I think I want to build a robot. Beep, boop, boop, bop. Are you ready to build a robot with me? First, we need a big box for the robot's body. This one looks perfect. It's nice and square. We need a grown-up to help us with this part because we might need to use a box cutter or strong scissors to make some holes. Safety first. We need a hole for my head to pop out of the top and 2 holes on the sides for my arms. My grown-up helper is going to carefully cut a circle on the top of the box and then 2 circles on the sides. There we go. Let's see if I can fit inside. I'm going to carefully put the box over my head. Whoa, look at me. I'm inside the robot body. My arms can come out the sides. This is so cool. But a robot needs more than just a body. A robot needs a head. I'm going to use this smaller box for the head. We can just place it on top or we can glue it on. I think I'll just wear it like a helmet. We'll need a hole for me to see out of. Let's ask our grown-up to cut a rectangle shape for my eyes. Snip, snip, snip. Now I can put the head box on and the body box on. Look at me. I am a cardboard robot. Beep, boop. But he looks a little plain, doesn't he? He's just brown cardboard. A robot needs lots of cool buttons and dials and lights. Let's decorate him. This is my favorite part. I have lots of cool craft supplies here. I have markers, stickers, and some bottle caps. I'm going to use these bottle caps as buttons. I can glue them onto the front of my robot's body. Let's put a red one here, a blue one here, and a yellow one here. You can use a hot glue gun with your grown-up's help, or just regular craft glue. Now I'm going to use my markers to draw some dials and gauges. I'll draw a big circle here with a little arrow inside. This can be my robot's power meter. Vroom! And over here, I'll draw some squiggly lines that look like electricity. Zap! You can draw anything you want on your robot. For the robot head, I think he needs some antennae so he can get signals from outer space. I have 2 paper towel tubes here. These are perfect. I can tape them to the top of the head box. One on this side and one on this side. And on the very top of the tubes, I'm going to glue on some crumpled up aluminum foil to make them look shiny and metallic. Wow, my robot is really starting to look like a robot now. I'm going to add some stickers. I have some shiny star stickers. I'll put stars all over his body. A robot from space should have stars, right? This is looking amazing. What else can we add? Maybe some legs? We could use some smaller boxes for feet. If you don't want to build a robot, you could use a really big box to make a fort or a castle. You can cut out a door and some windows. Then you can take it into your room and fill it with pillows and blankets and have a secret hideout. You could be the king or queen of your very own cardboard castle. Or, what if we turn this box into a spaceship? We could seal the top flaps with tape and then turn it on its side. We could cut a door on the side to climb in. Then we could add paper plate wings and a pointy nose cone made from another piece of cardboard. We could draw a control panel inside with lots of buttons to press before we blast off to the moon. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Whoosh! Imagine all the places you could go in your cardboard spaceship. You could visit Mars, or Jupiter, or a planet made entirely of candy. All you need is a box and your amazing imagination. Building with cardboard is so much fun because you can make something big that you can actually play inside. It's also great for recycling. Instead of just throwing boxes away, we can turn them into amazing toys. My robot is all finished, and I think he looks incredible. Beep boop! Time to do the robot dance. Let's see your best robot dance. Wiggle your arms, stomp your feet, turn around. Beep boop bop. Building things is one of my favorite things to do. You get to be an engineer and an artist at the same time. You can plan what you want to build, and then you can make it look awesome with decorations. What will you build with your cardboard boxes? A car, a boat, an animal. You can build anything you want. Just remember to ask a grown-up for help with any cutting. I'm going to go play with my new robot friend now. Beep boop. See you later. Wow, what an amazing day of crafting and creating. We made squishy, gooey slime and soft, moldable Play-Doh. We folded paper into hopping frogs and airplanes that can fly. And we turned boring old cardboard boxes into an incredible robot. I had so much fun getting creative with all of you today. Look at all the wonderful things we made. I am so proud of our hard work. It's amazing what you can do with some simple supplies and a whole lot of imagination. Now that you have all these amazing new creations, the fun doesn't have to stop. You can show your slime, your Play-Doh shapes, your origami animals, and your big cardboard builds to your friends, your family, and everyone you love. You can teach them how to make them too. Sharing what you create is one of the best parts of being a maker. I bet they will be so impressed with what a fantastic artist and builder you are. Play with your new toys and have so many more adventures. Thank you so much for crafting and playing along with me today. It makes me so happy to see you learn and have fun. If you enjoyed making all these cool DIY crafts, make sure to hit the subscribe button with your grown-ups' help. That way, you won't miss out on any of our future adventures together. We have so many more fun things to explore and create. Until next time, keep imagining, keep creating, and keep playing. Bye-bye, friends.